Hey, this is Keith from Save the Rust, and today we're in Saskatchewan, Canada with Joe and his incredible collection of Indians and Harleys, but mostly Indians.
Yeah, mostly Indian stuff.
Joe's going to take us on a little tour here, and he's going to show us some of his bikes and his projects. So, Joe,
Yeah,
what are we starting with? Indians or Harleys?
we're gonna start with Indians because that's more my thing. The Harleys just kind of end up here because that's just how it is. And I've got my 1939 Indian Chief. It's all pretty much, not much reproduction stuff on here. It's mostly all original Indian parts on it. There's a lot of original pieces on this. There's some patina stuff. The windshield is patinaed. It's an old, it's like a patinaed Hansen windshield. But it's another one of these rigid projects of mine. And then the one next to it is my 1938 Indian Chief. I ride this one the most. And I've had it probably for about 15, at least 15 years, maybe longer. And then behind that one is a 29 101 Scout that I restored. And it's been sitting in the garage for probably about 10 years. I probably finished restoring it about 10, 15 years ago, I would think.
That's a beautiful bike. So what size is that?
This is 750, 45 cubic inch.
And these were pretty famous bikes.
Yep.
You know, these are quite collectible.
Yeah.
What is it about them that they are so collectible?
They were probably one of the best handling Indian motorcycles that were built. They use them in, like the trick riders use them. You can drive these you know, like slow, fast. They're very maneuverable.
They use them on those Wall of Deaths also, right?
Yeah, yeah. Some probably the short frame Scouts, but same thing, same era.
And where did you come across this one?
This, I bought it in Saskatchewan, but I believe it may have came from Australia. There was two bikes came here to Saskatchewan, Chief and this 101 Scout. And I had a friend of mine buy it, and he started it. And back in the day, you couldn't buy any reproduction parts. It was just old school magazines or phone a guy, and no internet. And he had trouble dealing with people getting parts, so he gave up on the project, and I finished it off.
The placement of the shifter is quite unique.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's it. It's just in front of your leg, I guess.
Yep, it'd be Indian style, almost like a jockey shifter. The 39 here has, they would call these later as police would use them. And it's more of a direct drive off the top of the transmission, no linkage. Where you've got this one here, where it's got the shifter up front, and then you've got linkage back to the shifter. So it's not quite as, you know, you don't feel it as good, but it works both ways. And
is this a primer on this?
Yes, that's for the oil pump. You give it a few shots, and this one, these are total loss, these ones. So you're burning up the oil that's in them.
So you got oil and gas?
Yeah, in the tank, yeah. This would be the oil, this would be the gas, or vice versa.
This is a light too, isn't it?
Yeah, light for the, yeah.
I remember seeing that accessory once.
Yeah. But yes, definitely very desirable motorcycle.
So you put the most miles on this white one here.
On that cream colored 38 Chief, yeah.
And these bags on here,
Yeah, those are actually, those are real Indian bags. I don't know if you can see the writing, but the writing is there.
Oh yeah, just right here.
Yeah, you can see the Indian on it.
You can just kind of make it out in the right angle. You can see the eye.
Yeah.
Quite the adornment on them with all these little
Yeah,
jewels.
the little jewels, yeah.
Very nice. So again, this bike here is a left-hand throttle?
Yeah, left-hand throttle, yeah. Yeah, they all are. They're all set up. I don't have any of my own motors, my own Indians set up with right-hand throttle. They're all left-hand.
Yeah, those Hansen windshields are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Aftermarket accessory from what, the 30s, 40s?
I believe 40s. Yeah, 30s, 40s, yeah.
One thing I've always loved about the Indians is the the distributor cap. It's such a neat piece. It's so ancient technology compared to nowadays,
Yeah,
but it works.
yeah. And the manual advance and retard, yeah.
I love the pipe on there too. What's the
That's a 39 only feature.
really?
Yeah, yeah.
Did they have a name for that or?
I don't know.
Nice.
Sport Scout collection. This is one of the last Sport Scouts that you can buy. It's a 41. It needs to be built yet, but it's all original. It's mocked together for now. Original paint on it. The tank badges are original. There's not much on this bike that isn't original.
And that's
It's got
750
actually
cc?
it's got a 750. It's got a rare. Most of the guys have, if they say they have the original headlight, they most of them don't, because this one says right on it the Indian 809, and if you get close here, you'll see it. You'll have to sneak in there.
Oh, a nice luggage rack too with the
Yeah,
how it's
that's
cast.
original paint on it. So we go from a 41, that's mostly original. There might be the odd little, the exhaust system is reproduction. There's not much really, I don't think there would be much on this that's reproduction, or will be when I'm finished with it. The original, another one of these hard to find, original front fender lights.
You keep saying they're hard to find, but you
And
got like how
I have
many?
a whole bunch. I don't know. I think I have 4 or 5. Yeah, they were hard to find at
Everyone
the
else
time.
it's hard to find, but
Yeah, 'cause
Joe's just got
'cause
them
I
all
bought
sitting
them all.
there.
Yeah, I've got the very last Sport Scout. I'm still with the Indian stuff. And then I have the very first Sport Scout, the 1934. This actually has original paint on the gas tanks, original emblem. The fenders have been painted, but they're old paint. I believe it's blue underneath, but I had a tough time getting the red off, so I just left the red. But this is a really hard bike to build. It's matching numbers, but there's a whole lot of 1 year only parts and pieces on this. Like,
Yeah, one of my videos, you'll see I found one of these motors in a shed that was made into a stationary motor.
original paint toolbox. There's some stuff inside. The latch is reproduction, the lock is reproduction, but the toolbox is original.
So you have the other side of the tank also?
Yeah, it's here. It's sitting up there.
And did these fenders come in the same package as the tank?
Yeah.
So do
Yeah.
you think that black paint could be underneath here?
No, blue. It would be blue. They had a mixture of, there was blue and black. It was a black tanks with blue fenders, but the process was too much for me to get to this blue paint. I couldn't do it. I don't think there's much left of it. So we're leaving it with red paint.
So this is part of what makes this unique, right?
Yep, you've got, instead of distributor, you've got a points cover. Your points move back and forth. This might be the only one that I switched to. It should be hooked up. Does it move?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so you still manually advance and retard, but it's a set of points instead of a distributor.
So so the motor's all redone?
Yeah, motor's done. Chassis is pretty much done. I've got a few little pieces that aren't finished yet. A few pieces I haven't found yet. And in the meantime, I build other people's motorcycles. I've got one. I've got a 46 Chief on the stand here that I'm building for a friend. All polished cases. Not my thing, but it's polished up pretty nice. Chrome front end. We're just waiting for the sheet metal to come back from the painters. It's matching numbers. I built a 40 Chief for a young gentleman. I tried to repopulate Saskatchewan with Indian chiefs so that I have somebody to ride with.
That's awesome.
I have my own matching numbers, 46 Chief. It needs to be built yet, but it's in here taken apart. it's all over the garage.
Where's that?
It's over here. Sport Scout racer motor. And I've got hiding here is a matching numbers 46. I've got all the parts and pieces for it, and when I put it together, it's going to be all factory Indian stuff. There will be nothing really reproduction on it.
And what size is this racer motor?
That's 45 cubic inch, so it's 750.
Wow.
Yeah. For now.
So any more Indians? Yes,
We got that 19. There's another 1940 Sport Scout, the full skirted fenders.
Oh, that's the one up here?
Yeah. That's another project. And then Sport Scout parts galore. We have stuff all over the place.
Yeah.
From wheels to motors to transmissions, cylinders, heads.
And what's this one on the ground right here?
That's part of my 38 four-cylinder project.
Oh, so just a four-cylinder Indian on the floor there.
Yeah, that's the chassis.
Everyone's got one of those lying on. Oh, there's another motor in a crate. And
Yeah, there's several motors, the super rare. This was for the snowmobile. This is a FWD, it's number 52. I've got most of this motor. I've got the inner and outer primary cover, transmission. The only thing is I robbed the cylinders and the heads off it for my 41 project. This is a complete 741 motor. The top end is over here. There's a 36 Sport Scout motor. There's another racer, that old school racer style. You see the cracked cases, and they put little pins to hold it together. Like this had some serious abuse. This bike, that motor, but.
And then when you look at this shelf of
engine cases, you can never have too many engine cases.
Well, I don't think anyone else has them. I think they're all here now.
Somebody might have one or two. Yeah.
And then you got gas
tanks
tanks
for projects. Yeah. Rebuilt set of wheels for Sport Scout.
Just some new old stock hubs here.
Yeah. And then Sport Scout cylinders. There's Sport Scout stuff everywhere if you kind of look around. Never have too many cylinders and heads. Transmission parts. all the good stuff. We've got,
So what do you got hidden in these drawers?
well, this is for the FWD motor. I know because it has the oddball. I can't remember which piece comes out of here, but this is definitely a different primary cover.
So if we get back to this for a second.
Yeah.
When you were saying Indian snowmobile,
Yeah.
give us some history. What are you talking about?
Well, they had like a moto toboggan, and it was actually I guess a predecessor to a snowmobile, not a snowmobile that, was like a toboggan with a Sport Scout motor on it. And yeah, one of the first, I guess, snow machines.
I kind of remember now.
And I think it was Eliasson, I think, took over, and I believe that's how it was. And there's a few around. There's not very many. A couple in museums and stuff.
I think I seen one in a picture of one in a museum, and it was like for Manitoba Hydro, and it had the Indian motor in it. So
yeah,
it's
essentially a Sport Scout motor, but if you have the correct one, there's a bunch of different pieces for this bike to mount it into it has a different mounts. It blocks off this would be the generator mount, so it didn't run a generator. It ran a magneto so that you had juice, and yeah, there's a few different things. This is different. This piece comes out. I haven't even figured out how to get this off yet.
Huh. So triple chain.
Yeah.
For the primary.
Yeah.
And this is for the generator?
That would be for the generator, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's actually it's a double row chain.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
All kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah.
And where did you find that? Like, they couldn't have made many of those, eh? Well, you said this is serial number 52?
52, yeah. So I don't know how many there was made, but not too many of them.
Wow. So what else you got hidden in these drawers?
Well, you can never have too many Sport Scout connecting rods, apparently, because some are probably Chief, some are Scout. There's some that are rebuilt. There's a lot of NOS parts, too, like NOS clutch. I've got all kinds of stuff. Sport Scout, Chief. More Sport Scout stuff in here.
Oh, just one under one of those front fender lights.
Yeah, another aftermarket. No, that's a different one. Aftermarket. There's Sport Scout stuff in this drawer. Mostly for projects.
So, how many years have you been doing this?
Oh, I probably seriously started with Indian stuff when I was about 25, 26 years old. I bought a truckload of parts from, I think, down by Estevan. And I had filled the whole back of my truck with parts and the cab. And it was a single cab back in the day. It was a half-ton truck. But yeah, we filled it all up from a guy, and we brought it back. And I think at that time, I paid $2,500 for this stuff, but it was a truckload, like a real truckload. But yeah, you don't do that anymore. I bought truckloads of parts, but I paid more than that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And then wheels, I've got all kinds of wheels, Sport Scout wheels that are complete. I don't know how many sets. There's some under here, there's some under over there. Tires. I've got stuff hidden all over the place in here. Sometimes I surprise myself when I find some stuff. Another Chief project that's getting shipped away. I got a guy that wants a frame and stuff. These engine cases this side is no good, but he wants this side, so I just bolted everything together for him. He needed a tranny case.
And what year is that?
This is a 46 frame.
So same as this?
Same as this, yeah.
And there was, am I wrong, but I thought there was like a year in the 40s that there wasn't any Indians. They kind of missed making.
43.
43?
43, there was very few 44s. 44s, 45s are rare. 46 was probably the first year of civilian production after the war. But those early years, like there was pre-war, like 41, 42, there were still Chiefs in production. But definitely 43, there was none. And 44, there was probably a few. 45, a little more. And then 46, they bumped it up a bit. But 46 is still, I think it was 48 was the big year. 47, 48, where they made the most Chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then they started to slow down. And then 53 was the last ones. And I had an all original 53 Chief that I sold to a friend of mine. Like I say, I keep trying to repopulate Saskatchewan with Indian Chiefs.
Well, I've seen more Indians here than I have in all of Manitoba.
Yeah, I've probably sold at least 20 basket cases out of this garage.
Wow.
And a few of them are together, a few are in the process. And yeah, they're spread out all over the place. Then if you want to check out some Harleys, we've got a 39 Knucklehead
Oh, yeah.
hanging out with the Sports Scout. We've got a Triumph. I'm not sure why that's in here, but it is. I took it on trade.
It happens.
It happens, yep. A 54 anniversary pan head.
That's nice.
Another nice bike, yep. This one's restored. I didn't build this bike. I just happened to come across it, and I had a nice 57 that was all original, and I sold it, and then I decided I needed another pan head, so I bought this one.
Yeah, that's nice. So first year, trumpet horn. What's some of the other features on this bike that...
Well, I probably can't tell you as much about the Harleys as I can about Indians. But like 54 is the anniversary edition. There's like the...
Yeah, the anniversary emblem, that's
and 54,
1 year.
you could get the two styles of seats. You could still get the old style, this style with the skirt on it. And then the other one with like my 61 over here, this style seat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you could get both.
So 61 pan.
61 pan, that's all restored. I think it only has about 200 miles on it.
True duals or on the exhaust?
Yeah, well, I believe it's not stock exhaust for it, but it has both. It has dual exhaust on it. It's kind of tucked in here. It's hard to see. But
Foot shift with a you got a mouse trap on there.
yeah, this mouse trap. It's very original speedo, original ignition switch, original sheet metal. It's got reproduction saddlebags. I took one of them off, one's on, but I think this bike is mostly original. A lot of chrome on it, and black. At one time, I had no black motorcycles, and that's why I built that black 1940 Chief. And then all of a sudden, I ended up with, I don't know, about 4 or 5 black motorcycles. But I've had a couple of bikes that have hung around for a long time. I bought this all original 1958 Sportster when I was 20 years old. This is original paint. Every nut and bolt on it is original. I think you could, as many factory options as you could get in 58 it has, from the saddlebags to the crash guards, the bumpers. It's got factory signal lights. It's got the spot lamps. It's got so many things.
So this
And
is
then
the one
it has, and this motor's never been, the bottom end has never been apart, and it has right now 88,532 miles on it.
And you've had this for close to 40 years?
I've had it for 40 years, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's kept in a heated garage, and it's 100% all original. Original windshield.
Yeah, it was. We seen this at the show this weekend, and there's a lot of really interesting accessories on here. What's with the lights underneath the steering dampener?
Oh, those are your warning lights for your signal lights.
Oh, so they actually go on and off?
Yeah, they blink when your signal light's on, so you know your signal light's going.
Huh. And that's a factory
kind of I've got the same thing on this. I believe this pan head has the same thing, but they're not quite the same.
Oh yeah, the blue and blue.
Yeah, the blue, yeah. Those lights blink with the signals, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
And there's some really, I mean, I'm not a Sportster guy. I don't really look at them, but I don't think I've ever seen
the
front bumper. Yeah. So cool. So unique.
Yeah, a lot of rare stuff on this bike. This bike also comes with the factory rain bonnet for your solo seat if you're stuck in the rain and you want to go in for a drink or something, take a rest. I might have it the wrong way, but that's a factory. It's for the factory cover.
I never even knew that existed.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I've been stuck in the rain before where I've had to, keeps the leather seat from getting wet.
Oh, that's wild. So, what do you got here?
We have the original rider's handbook for this 1958 Sportster.
Wow. And you got that with the bike back in the day?
With the bike in the saddlebags. Original price of 50 cents.
Nice. That's a nice piece to have with such an original bike.
Yeah. And it's fairly well kept for having as many miles as it has on it. It's been to Sturgis and back. I've ridden this bike all over the place.
Yeah, that's a beautiful example.
I put it to sleep a few times where it sits for a few years and then just wake it back up. Drain all the fluids out of it, all the gas, take the battery out, and bring it back to life.
Well, I've never seen that.
That's your generator and your oil light.
But in
the headlight?
Big headlight like that?
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. And then these bikes have an ignition switch, and the other side is for the lights. So you can actually pull the key out from the ignition switch, turn your lights on, put it back, or vice versa. You can turn your lights on first, I guess, if you want.
So those just slide over?
Yeah, yeah. Pull it back.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, put your key in. Oh, these are always missing if you find these bikes.
And then, this is something that's close to my heart.
This is a civilianized WLC. It's probably one of the nicest running 45s I've ever come across, and I've had a few in this garage. A few basket cases I sold, but yeah, like for a running motorcycle, this is it runs really nice.
Yeah, that's a nice bike. We've
another black motorcycle.
We'll have to just go around the snowblower since we are in Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
In the middle of winter, it's like -30 out.
Yeah, because if you keep going, on the other side is a bike that I built when I was in my early 20s. And it was a chopper at one time. I found a different frame, front end. It's a Harley. It's every year you could imagine. But I've ridden it to Sturgis and back. I've ridden it all over the place. When we ended up having a few kids, we put a sidecar on it. My kids grew up riding in the sidecar. Now my grandkids have ridden in it, and I still got 2 more young grandkids. One guy started riding in it, and one little granddaughter that hasn't ridden in here yet.
That's
Took
cool.
when we got married, my wife rode in the sidecar. I drove the bike, no helmet.
Your dirt bike?
Dirt bike, yeah. At 60 years old, I ride dirt bikes with my one grandson.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And we got one more here, eh? Oh no, two more.
Two more. Yeah, we have newer bikes.
Yeah.
We have last of the shovel heads. This is an 83 FLHP. It's a good old shovel head.
FLHP. So what does that stand for again?
Well, the serial number designates it as a police model. I don't think it was ever used as a police bike, but the last ones I believe were mostly made for police. It doesn't have the police speedo. It's got a few things on it. It's dual plugged. It has shorter shocks on it. Everything I own is lowered down. A little lower to the ground.
And then we got one more here.
Yeah, we've got a rare. I'll move this.
Yard
We'll
man.
move our yard implement. We have another snow blower, but we have 1983 FXRS, and it's mostly stock. There's a few pieces that have been changed, but it's pretty much original. And this has got the 5-speed with the rubber-mounted motor and chain drive. The bigger FL has the 4-speed, and it has a rear belt. But these are the FXRs were really good riding bikes.
I never noticed brake disc like that with all the holes. Like in this section here.
In that section, yeah.
Ah, that's neat. And that's original paint?
Yeah, that's original paint on it, factory paint.
You know, these dashes are just so nicely made. Like they're all aluminum. It's a quite unique where it has the fuel gauge in it for this era. Like that's pretty early. So, other than all, what's your favorite to ride?
Oh, that's a good question. I still probably go with the 38 Chief.
The blue one?
No, the cream-colored one.
Oh, the cream
I
color.
ride that one probably the most, but like they're all a little bit different. The shovel heads are, to me, that's a pretty modern motorcycle compared to some of the other stuff that I ride. Like the Chiefs are, like you got foot clutch, hand shift, manual, advance and retard, left hand throttle. You have to kick the bike over to get fuel into the carb to start it, prime them, And then the other ones have an electric start. It's like, yeah, actually, I've never owned an electric start bike until probably 5-6 years ago. Everything's had a kickstart.
That's awesome. Quite the collection. Unbelievable. So, Joe, we were just in your workshop where you build the bikes, and now we're in your garage. And tell us about this 1940 Indian of yours.
This is probably about a 10-year project. It was basket case when I got it, missing tons of parts. Slowly over the years, I gathered up parts from friends and got time to put it all together. Now it's sitting in this garage here. This one hasn't been fired up yet because I've got other rider bikes in the back and I haven't had the heart to fire this one up yet. And then eventually when I get older, if that's even possible, we've got a factory sidecar for it too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Those are pretty rare.
Yeah, It's a 1940. There's differences in the frames of the sidecars. 40 is a long frame. The 46 and up, or the later ones, were short frames. So you have to have you can use either or on whatever bike, as long as you have the correct front mount.
And when did you finish this one?
Oh, I don't know. It's probably about 5 years ago.
Oh, so it's been sitting for 5 years already.
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
Wow. So what did you start with? Was it a complete bike when you started?
No, but there was, the key components were there. Engine, frame, and I built everything for this. I built the wheels, I built the motor, pretty much everything. I didn't do the paint. I do lots of paint. I did all the black stuff, the frame, the forks, and the wheels. But the sheet metal, I had somebody paint it.
That's gorgeous. What's special about a 1940?
1940 is the last year of the leaf spring front end. And this has the leaf spring front end plus the shock. It's first year for the shocks on the back. 39 down, we're all rigid frame.
And is this the first year for the full fenders as well?
Yeah. First year for full fenders, yeah. And actually in 1940 you could get either or. You could actually get the small skirted fenders too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. People don't know that, but it was a thing.
Well, it's a beauty, that's for sure. And so tell me about the motor. What size is it?
74 cubic inch. So that's 1200 cc's. And it's stock. Everything's original on it. Other than I upgraded the carb to a Linkert instead of the Shebler.
And is this a 3-speed or 4-speed?
3-speed.
3-speed.
Yeah.
And this is right-hand shifter.
Yeah. Left-hand throttle. Yeah.
Left-hand throttle. How is that to when you're going between bikes?
For me, it doesn't bother me. I hop on different bikes back and forth, and I don't know, just comes natural. I've ridden back in the shop there, my 38 Chief. I've got like many miles on that, and that's left-hand throttle. And it just comes natural after a while. And if you gear them right, first gear is low. Your second gear is usually for the city, and third gear is highway. And usually I run a little bigger front sprocket. At least a 25 tooth is good for city highway speed. And we ride them 70 miles an hour.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is this did you keep it 6-volt or is this 12-volt?
This is 6-volt.
6-volt.
Yeah. Yeah. Most of the Indians I have are 6-volt.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful front end with that leaf spring, and it's so clean where the headlight and horn is.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful bike. And what's on this side? We got so you got your kicker.
Yeah.
That classic Indian muffler.
Yeah.
And this is a flathead, so side valve.
Yeah.
And what year did those floorboards stick around till?
This is actually first year for this style.
Okay.
And all the way up to 53.
Nice.
The other ones were square, and they were a little bit longer. But the rounded ones were 1940.
Awesome. So we're gonna go into your basement and check out your office.
Yeah, you check out my fancy office that I can barely move around in.
And what do we got here?
Well, that's just 56 Chevy 2-door post. Putted around in the summertime, but technically it's a little faster than I wanted it to be. it's got a 4-speed Muncie with a 350 that's done up.
How many years did you own this?
And I've had it for about probably about 3 years.
Nice.
Yeah, I bought it. I won't restore cars. I'll restore motorcycles. I'll work on a car, but I won't restore one.
Too much time and space.
Takes up too much space. Exactly.
Yeah. Perfect. Let's check out your office.
Yeah.
So we're in your office space, but I don't see too much office work going on in here.
Not much.
What do you got going on in here, right? What's this right here? That looks like a 4-cylinder.
1938 4-cylinder project. I say it's probably 95% complete. It's got really nice cases. It's getting all set up to be line board. The whole transmission is new old stock. Every gear, everything in here is new old stock. Shafts, gears, bushings.
Wow.
And yeah, there's boxes and boxes of parts. Every piece that's on this shelf is Indian 4-cylinder. There's more 4-cylinder stuff in here. The heads are done. The cylinders are bored. The crank is done. It's sized. There's some extra pieces, but clutch, yeah, cylinders are here.
So the cylinders on a 4-cylinder are in banks of 2?
Just these ones. Just, what would it be? I believe 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. 42 is the last 4-cylinder. The previous years were single cylinders.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Because I had a 31 and it had individual cylinders.
So you got some glass cases here with a bunch of
Oh, tons of stuff.
all kinds of stuff that you've collected over the years.
Yeah. It takes years to find all this stuff. But there's all kinds of little goodies in here. Tried to stick with one theme, Indian stuff, but it's hard to just collect Indian parts. We've got original match boxes.
Wow. Some Speedos, some new old stock parts.
Most of the Speedos are for projects. I've got a rare. This is another match box, but this is to hold like the wooden matches. It's an Indian dealer thing.
Wow. So it says Indian on there?
Yeah, Indian motorcycles.
Wow.
Yeah, assortment of all kinds of stuff, from air cleaners. This is a reproduction. Crocker steering dampener. This is Michael Breeding. He used to make lots of Indian parts, and all the stuff that he made was really good. Cast. Most of it was stuff that was cast. Original tank badges for I have another 46 project. And then there's repro tank badges.
Just an assortment of goodies.
Yeah. Like I said before, these fender lights, the 40 fender light, those are hard to find. That's an original Indian steering dampener. I got a really good piece over here. I've got my original Indian windshield.
Oh, wow. Let's see if I can get the...
There we go. See the Indian on it? Yeah.
And then a really old AMA sticker.
Yeah.
What,
few cracks,
was that,
but
40? 1940s, 50s?
Yeah. This, yeah. And it has the buttons for the skirt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can put the winter skirt on the bottom.
Lots of Speedos and amp meters, air cleaners, clacks and horns.
Oh, here's a good one too. Got all kinds
Some
of
seats, some winter fronts up
switches.
here.
Yeah, no, here's original 46 seat with the actual. They had the little skirt on the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just
Oh, so it has
It's kind
the
of dusty, but it's still got the original. It's still got the logo on it.
yeah.
Yeah, and this was 46 was the only year they used this little skirt.
I have a set of 46 bags, Indian bags.
Yeah.
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 I just thought of it as you were saying that.
I'll have to trade you some stuff for those.
And we got some
Like 46.
mags. So everywhere I look, there's Indian parts on the floor stacked.
Yeah. Yeah, there's actually there is a Sport Scout taken apart in here too.
Yeah, I seen the tanks over there.
Tanks are over there. Fenders are here. They're covered up so that they don't get damaged. The frame is here. The motor is on the shelf over there.
Wow. And what's those tanks there?
Those are aluminum Sport Scout tanks that I was trying to decide if I'm going to put them on a racer project or not. We've got, I can't remember if these are, who makes these, but these are accessory spotlights.
Wow.
And then I've got an original set of Indian spotlights, Unity ones. In here, if I can get them out. I don't know if I can get them out. These are original factory.
Really, eh?
Yeah. They don't have Indian, but they've got Unity on it. Unity made them for Indian.
Gotta be rare.
Original literature in here. Indian Riders instruction book.
Awesome.
40 edition. Another original.
Nice. So you got that motors on the shelf here?
Yeah, these are my 46 cases for the project in the back. And these are for that 1940 Sport Scout. Cylinders are ready to go. The cases, everything's ready to go. I've got 2 bottom ends built. They're sitting in a crate over there.
Wow.
I just need some time.
Quite the collection.
Yeah, need time to... Once I retire from my real job, I'll have more time for motorcycles.
Perfect. So I just want to thank Joe for, allowing us in to his shop, his garage, his office, aka storage room, and, showing such an incredible collection, 40 years plus in the making. And thanks again, Joe. It's been, it's incredible bikes. Keep getting those bikes back on the road. Repopulating Saskatchewan with Indians.
Yeah, that's my deal.
I'm Keith. This is Save the Rust. This is what we do. This is who we are. Have a great day.